Hi guys. So I feel like I get a lot of questions all the time. Okay, really. I feel like I get a lot of questions all the time. So I'm doing another Q&A for you guys. Right now I am in Rome because I was here before, but there's another country inside of Rome that I did not get to, which is Vatican City. It's a country inside of Rome, basically. So yeah, I came back here to go to that country. So I'm in Rome in this really beautiful hotel. I'm about to hit the pool after this video, so I'm trying to hurry up and get this video done. If you're new, by the way, I'm Maryjane. I am just a 22-year-old American girl who decided to challenge myself. I really like challenging myself, so this year I challenged myself to see if I could visit 100 countries in 1 year. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing a Q&A right now. Just posted an Instagram picture, asked you guys to comment the questions you have, so I'm just gonna go with the first girl who commented. Okay, so first question: do you ever fear running out of money or not being able to afford to meet your goal? Where do you store all of your purchases? Do you take them with you to every country? I know you mentioned returning to school next year before. Is that still your plan? That was a lot of questions in one. Okay. Do you fear running out of money or not being able to meet your goal? No, I do not. I work. YouTube is my job. Yeah, so I don't fear running out of money. I don't have a lot of fears, you guys. Like, a lot of people ask me fear questions. Do you fear this? Do you fear this? Do you fear this? No, I am not a person who's fearful of stuff. I'm very, very, very fearless. Very fearless. I notice more than most people, more than most adults. I realize the more I go through life, the more I meet people, the more I travel, the more I do stuff, I realize like I'm like a really rare person, because most of the things people would be terrified of do not scare me in the slightest. So I am not fearful of anything, to be honest. And God has always and will always take care of me. So there's nothing I have to worry about. Being fearful and worrying are useless traits, useless feelings, useless. They're useless. They're stupid. And if you want, I realize that anything's possible if you're not fearful. So I am not. She also asked, forward me, where do you store all of your purchases? I keep them in my suitcase, which is huge. I have a huge suitcase and it's super annoying, and I do carry things with me, but often I will send things home. Like my brother just went home, my other brother, and I gave him a lot of stuff to bring back home to store at home. Yeah. I will still return to school next year. Okay. I know this is a long time ago, but are you going to do a story time on when you were in Japan and were traveling with no money by accident? Because in a previous video I mentioned this. I can't remember which one. Yes, I'm still going to do that story time for sure. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that, or today. As a believer, how was it like to live in a country that doesn't serve Christ? I don't think there's any country that serves Christ. If I'm 100% honest. I know America is Christian, but need I say any more? Most people, I feel like a lot of people just say they're Christian in America, but it's maybe not that true. It's just a thing to say because your parents were or something like that, but that's a whole different story to get into. I don't think any country is saved. I think there are very, very, very few people in this world that are truly, truly Christian. So I never felt like I transitioned when I moved to China from a country that did serve Christ to a country that didn't serve Christ. And I met a lot of Christians in China, and I went to church in China. I have a vlog, I'll link it. Loved my church in China, loved my Christian friends in China, loved my non-Christian friends in China. I mean, it doesn't matter, like, you know, I have, it doesn't matter, but, yeah, I think that there's just very few Christians across the world. I don't think any country is saved, or any country serves Christ. I think there's just people scattered all over the place. Next question. We see your siblings a lot. Do they take turns traveling with you so you're not alone all the time? Yes. So as you guys noticed, my sister was with me at first. Then she moved back to China. My brother was with me, Joshua. Then he went back to school in Orlando. Now my brother Jesse is with me. He's 15. He is like my assistant. He's working for me now, so. How has your plant-based diet affected you? How long have you been plant-based? Other goals besides traveling to 100 countries? What country would you want to live in for the rest of your life if you had to? Much love. Okay, first part. How has being plant-based affected you? It changed my life. I will be plant-based for the rest of my life. My kids will be plant-based. I think it's the best diet in the world. But by diet, I don't mean like diet. By diet, I mean like lifestyle. I feel great when I wasn't plant-based. I felt horrible. I lost almost 50-60 pounds since then. I have a video on that as well. I feel great. I love it. Would never go back. And I'm glad you said plant-based instead of vegan, because like I really want to stop saying vegan, because I'm not vegan. Vegan is more than what you eat. It's also the clothes you wear and the products you use, and it's like a movement. It's not like just based on what you eat, where I don't consume anything from an animal, but I'm not vegan, if that makes sense, because vegan is way more than food. It has to do with like activism. It has to do with, you have to check everything you buy, make sure it's not leather. Like there's so much that goes into being vegan. I'm not vegan. And I eat honey, and there's a lot of vegans who don't eat honey. I don't think eating honey is considered vegan, and I do consume honey, so I'm not vegan. I'm plant-based though, besides honey. Okay. How do you find, oh, she had more questions. I've been plant-based for about 2 years. Before that, I was vegetarian, so I still ate eggs. I miss eggs. But not enough, because there's so much cholesterol and freaking carcinogens and all that nasty stuff in eggs. But I used to eat eggs, yeah. And fish. Okay. Other goals besides 100 countries? I have many goals. I always set goals for myself. That's why I'm doing this. This year-long travel thing. Like, a lot of people are like, why don't you slow down? Like, that's one of the most annoying things that gets on my nerves. The comments that are people are like, why don't you slow down and take your time in these countries and don't worry about a goal? Like, why don't you then? Like, first of all, I lived in China for 2 years. I've spent over like 2 months, 3 months in Thailand. I spend more time than most people spend on vacations in these countries. I was in Paris for almost like a month. I was in Bali for like 2 months. Like, I spend my time traveling, but this year I'm on a challenge. It's like my brother's in the back. They're kind of creepy. But it's like The Amazing Race. I love things like that, like The Amazing Race, or like Fear Factor, or like these challenges that like, it's like a challenge. Like, I'm challenging myself this year. This is not for the rest of my life. I'm on a challenge. So if I really, really love a country, I'll go next year. Like, I loved Monaco. I was only there for 2 days. It's a very small country. It's the size of a town. It's literally the size of a town. Monaco, but like I'll go next year. I'll spend like 2 weeks there, like, you know what I mean? Like, I am challenging myself this year. It's not leisure, it's a challenge. I want to see, because I'm very competitive and I love challenging myself. So this year I'm going to challenge to see if I can visit 100 countries in 1 year. That's what this is. So yeah, anyways, I went off on a tangent, but another goal is I want to visit the moon before I'm 30. I will go to the moon. So it's pretty easy. It's not easy, you just have to get like $1 million. I'll find $1 million if I haven't made it by then myself. Or you can be sponsored by NASA. So I'm going to the moon. I'm gonna do what I have to do to get to the moon, and if you don't believe me, then I can't wait till I get on top of the moon so I can send you a selfie. What country do you want to live in for the rest of your life? Japan. I spoke about this before. I will move to Japan. I will live in Japan. I love it. But I think that I'll end up being bi-coastal, so I'll probably have a few houses around the world by the time like I'm like a woman. Like I'm a woman, but like I'm talking, you know, 30s, 40s. I'll probably have a house like in multiple places around the world, because I see myself never staying in one place. I'm gonna travel for the rest of my life. So far, what country would you say you like the most and why? I get this question a lot, and I can't say one because I like so many different countries for different reasons, but I can give you top 3. Number 1 is definitely Japan. I could go on for days about why I love Japan. It is my favorite country in the world. Everything about it I love, and I'll end up moving there. Japan is number 1. Bali is also tied with Japan. I am opening up my own restaurant in Bali next year, vegan restaurant, and I love Bali. I'll also have a house there within the next 2-3 years. I love Bali. Also my favorite. And 3, that's hard. Oh, Turkey. 3 favorite countries: Japan, Indonesia, and Turkey. For sure. Okay. What has been the most rewarding thing about traveling solo? For me, it was self-discovery. Rewarding thing. So I used to travel solo, like by myself, until like this started to become a job for me and I needed help. Like I need help now because it's like my job, but when it wasn't my job, I traveled solo and I loved it. I don't know, I'm a person, like, I've never had a boyfriend, I've never had any best friends, I've never had any friends. I'm a very solo oriented person. I'm very, I don't know, I'm just one of those people who are, I love being alone. So traveling alone to me wasn't different. It was very normal because I'm alone most of the time anyways. It may sound kind of sad, but like, I'm gonna do a college and high school story time. But college, I was so lonely. I went to college in Boston. Yeah, I went to college in Boston, and I went to UMass Boston, and like I had no friends, nobody, and I lived in a townhouse because UMass Boston doesn't have dorms. I lived in a townhouse with these 3 other girls. I think I'm gonna do a story time on that whole thing. But oh my gosh, was it one of the worst experiences in my life. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I mean, it is what it is. It happened. But those girls like tortured the crap out of me. Not physically. But yeah, it was like one of the worst times ever. But I lived in the house with the 3 other girls, but the 3 other girls hated me, so I was very alone. I was alone all the time. People used to make fun of me all the time in Boston because they would always say they'd see me. And the thing, I love to walk. Like, me and my sister are walkers. Like, we love to walk. So in Boston, people would always make fun of me and say they just see me walking around by myself all the time, which is very true. They're like, you'll just look out. People used to make jokes like you just look out your window and you'll see Maryjane just walking like by herself. Like, I walked all day long and listened to music, sad music, and it just was sad. I was very, 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 very sad that time in Boston. But that was one of the things that motivated me to leave America and go to China. So I mean everything happens for a reason. I was very unhappy. I was going through horrible situations, and like that's what motivated me to be like, I need to leave America because there's too much going on right now and I need to get away. So my sister was already in China, so I moved to China to get away from all the stuff I was going through and to just like heal and be away and experience different things, and wouldn't have been here without that. So everything happens for a reason. When you're traveling alone, who takes your pics, or do you use a self-timer or tripod? When I travel alone, I am a very outgoing person, so I'm not afraid to say, excuse me, could you take a picture of me, please? And I'll just hold my picture up. I'll flash some pictures here of that I just randomly asked a total stranger, could you take a picture of me? That's what I do. What country was one you've been to that your favorite? I answered that already. Oh, which country has your favorite climate weather? Scotland. I love Scotland weather because I hate warm weather. I hate warm weather. Like, I actually hate it. I hate the sun. Okay, I don't hate the sun, but like, I like the sun, but it's the sun. Okay, this is my favorite weather. The sun is out, but it's cold. So like, Scotland was my favorite weather. I love the cold. I can't wait till December, because in December I'm traveling all the cold countries: Antarctica, Finland, Argentina, Chile. I'm going to all those cold countries, and I can't wait because the cold is my favorite. I'm so happy and I feel so at home in the cold. I don't know, I hate the heat. I hate summer. I hate it. So like, my favorite climate has Japan. I love Japan. Walking around Japan in the wintertime is just like, it doesn't get any better to me than that. Like, just relaxing, walking around in Japan. I love Japan's weather. It also does get hot there for sure, but every time I've went, it's been cold so far. But do you ever get really homesick and miss your family? I answer this question all the time. I don't get homesick because I don't feel like I have a home, if that makes any sense. I don't feel like, you know what's weird? Like, I used to leave China to go to like Thailand or Hong Kong or Korea, and then I'd return to China and I'd feel like I was going back home. But like, when I would return to America, I don't feel like I'm returning home. I don't like America, so like, I don't feel at home there, but that's where I was born and raised. I don't like it. Like, it's just, so I don't know where I would be homesick of. Like, I only lived in China for 2 years, so like, I don't really know where to call my home. My home is the world. The world is my home. Wherever I am, wherever my suitcase is my home. So there's nothing for me to be homesick of. I don't feel at home 100% anywhere, if that makes any sense. How do you set up internet, Wi-Fi, phone service, switching from country to country? You can buy SIM cards like at like airports that work for your phone for a certain amount of time, and then I just use whatever Wi-Fi connection I can find, like at the hotel and stuff. What inspired you to start traveling? I moved to China to visit my sister, and my visa, I answer these questions all the time over and over again, but I'm sorry for the people who have heard this before, but my visa was a visa where you had to leave China every 30 days. So at first, until I got a student visa, at first I was on a travel visa, on a tourist visa. So every 30 days I had to leave China for the first year. that I was in China. So the first year of China, every 30 days I had to leave China. You could literally step foot in a country and then come right back, but your passport just had to be stamped that you left China, or else they charged you like $100 a day every day you went over. But I never missed it. So I would leave and go to nearby countries like Thailand, or Korea, South Korea, or Japan, because I just needed to leave for my visa rules. And then through that, I discovered how much I love traveling. I did not know that I loved traveling before. I had no idea. I had never left America before that. What is the funniest, most ridiculous thing that has happened to you while traveling? I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Maybe that'll be a story time. I wish you stood up. I'm not going to say that. Okay. Sorry, next question. Lots of questions are flooding in right now. Okay, sorry, where was I? Do you enjoy traveling solo sometimes? I love it. Would you rather get $2 million right now or free travel for the rest of your life? Neither. I love working for things. I hate things being handed to me. I hate, like, if somebody literally, if somebody offered me, you can travel for free for the rest of your life, I'd be tempted to turn it down. Because, like, I love working for things and being rewarded after my hard work. So, no. Some girl said that to me. People always hit me up. To be honest, people do hit me up a lot, and they're like, I have a friend, or I have a cousin who is he owns his own travel agency and he wants to sponsor all of your trips. That's happened to me a couple times. People say they want to sponsor all my trips in exchange for me, like, shouting out their company and everything like that, and, like, I always turn them down all the time because I love working for things. I love getting things because I work for them. Okay. What are the pros and cons of long-term travel? I don't think there's any cons. I love it. But I definitely don't think it's for everybody. I think you have to be like me to be able to do this. It's very hard. It's very hard. And I don't think most people could do it. If I'm honest, if I'm really honest, I don't think most people, like, a lot of people say, I would love to be your assistant, or I would love to do what you're doing, and I don't think that's true, because you don't see, like, all the hard things that happen behind the scenes and how tiring it is sometimes and how stressful it can be sometimes. But, like, I love that, and that's life. So, are you going to Jamaica? I believe so. Okay. Are those contacts? Yes, they are. It's so funny because, like, there's articles online. Like, if you Google Maryjane Byarm, one of the first things that comes up is, like, Lipstick Alley. Lipstick Alley is always making these articles on me, and, like, Lipstick Alley is just, like, just a bunch of bitter girls who hate themselves, going on there to roast other people. And so there's articles on there of me, and there's articles saying, like, Maryjane Byarm, are her eyes real? And then people will comment, like, she says they're real in her videos, but they're not. And then there's people commenting back, like, they are real. And it's like, I've said in almost every single Q&A I've done so far that these are contacts. I've talked about it on my Instagram story several times. I've said it on every single one of my Instagram lives. It's like, I don't know how many times I have to say it. Like, I don't want to bring it up all the time because it's really annoying to keep answering the same question over and over again, where people could just do their research. I can insert the clip right here of me saying that they're contacts in this video I filmed like 8 months ago. So, they're contacts, you guys. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say it. I know there's not a whole lot of people who are asking or wondering that, they already know. But just for the people who constantly ask me, yes, they're contacts. Whew. Okay. Top 5 must-visit countries if one was looking to travel. That's a good question. I would say top 5 must-visit countries would be Indonesia, specifically Bali or Gili T. Gili T is an island off of Bali, off of Indonesia. Gili T, Java, Indonesia. So spend some time in Indonesia. I'm going to tell you where to go. Go to Bali and then go to Gili T or another Gili island. Go to Java and yeah, okay. Then you can leave Indonesia. Go to the Philippines. You will fall in love. Those people are so sweet and it's beautiful. I would say go to Rome. I love Rome. That's where I am right now. Probably my favorite place in Europe, specifically Rome. I've been to Genova and I've been to some other places in Italy and I don't like them as much as Rome. I would say go to Paris. Paris is beautiful, but save up because oh my gosh, it's expensive. Oh my gosh, like you're looking at least $150 a night for a hotel that's nice. If you spend anything less than that, it's not gonna be such a nice hotel unless you don't mind that. But like I've been to some extremely crappy hotels and I literally got my stuff and left because they're just I would also say go to Croatia. I love Croatia. People are so sweet and I think it's really beautiful, especially along the coast. Oh, it's beautiful. Greece. Go to Greece. You will not want to leave. You will cry on your plane ride back home. It's telling me my camera's over here. Which country has the best ice cream? Which country has the best nice cream? Ice cream? Don't eat ice cream with booby milk. But nice cream, as in vegan ice cream, as in gelato, I think Hungary. Hungary had the best gelato. I had gelato in Paris, and I had gelato in almost every single European country, okay? And because they have, almost every country has had vegan gelato. And Hungary had the best gelato. Have you ever thought about writing a memoir book about your vegan and traveling journey? I am writing a book. Do you guys want to see it? Okay, hold on, I'll show you. I'm writing a book. It's really busted because I've had it for a while. But this is the book. I just bought this sketchbook in China. Oh my gosh, it's so busted. Because I like books with no lines, like I mentioned before. And so it had to be a sketchbook. So I bought the sketchbook and I drew this myself. It's me with my head underwater. And it's all, there's a meaning to that. Okay, I think that is everything for this video. This video is going to be super long, super long. My camera has like 28 minutes of storage left. And when I started, it had like triple that. So this video is going to be very long. But that's okay. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to answer for right now. Yeah, I'm going to film some story times. Maybe I will today or tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I hope it helped answer some questions. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.